In this video, I will explain what the universe looked like according to the authors of the Bible. Now, the Bible has many different authors, but their view of the universe is actually very consistent. And it's completely different from our modern view. Now, the most clear description of the universe is given in Genesis 1. And almost everyone knows that God creates the universe in Genesis, but not many people seem to notice what kind of universe is actually created. So, first, God creates heaven in pre existing water. And God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And God called the firmament heaven. And the evening and the morning were the second day. So something that is immediately noteworthy is that heaven in the Bible is not a vague place in another dimension, but a physical structure with clear boundaries and a fixed location. And subsequently, the water under heaven forms the sea, and the earth is created. And God said, "Let the waters under the heaven be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas. And God saw that it was good. So there are two things to note here. First, that the earth in the Bible exclusively refers to dry land, and that the sea is therefore not part of the earth. And that's different from the modern use of the term, where the earth is considered to be a planet with both sea and dry land. And second, that no mention is made of the creation of air. Air is actually never mentioned in the Bible, and ancient Hebrew did not even have a word for air. So the authors of the Bible probably did not understand its existence, and they just considered the space between earth and heaven to be empty. And then finally, God makes the sun, moon, and stars, and he places them at the bottom of heaven, so they're visible on earth. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. So that are the sun and the moon. He made the stars also, and God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. Now, to keep it simple, I've only depicted the sun here. The Bible does not describe the shape of the sun, but other ancient cultures depicted the sun as a disk rather than a sphere, like this ancient Egyptian statue on the left of Isis, the goddess, carrying the sun on her head, and the depiction on the right from the Nordic Bronze Age, where the sun is carried by a chariot. So I think it's most likely that the ancient Jews had the same view, and it's more logical to attach a disk to the surface of the firmament than a sphere anyway. So I have depicted the sun as a disk here. Now, something else to note here is that the sun was only created on the fourth day. So according to the Bible, the light of the day and the day and night cycle is not actually caused by the sun. The sun just happens to be in the sky during the day. So according to the Bible, the sun, moon, and stars are attached to the bottom of a physical structure called heaven, which supports water on top of it. And that's not just described in Genesis 1, but it can also be read in Psalm 148, where ever higher locations are described. "Praise ye him, sun and moon. Praise him, all ye stars of light. Praise him, ye heavens of heavens, and ye waters that be above the heavens." So the sun, moon, and stars are the lowest. They're at the bottom of heaven. Above them is heaven, and above heaven is water. And that's obviously very different from the modern view of the universe. Even when people today say they believe in heaven, they obviously don't believe the sun is actually attached to a physical roof above the earth with water on top of it. Now, I will explain the biblical view of heaven in more detail in a later video, but first let's take a look at the shape of the earth. So we've already seen that the earth in the Bible exclusively refers to dry land, and that is all thought to be on a single continent. So the earth in the Bible should not be interpreted as a planet, but rather as the continent. And the end of the earth in the Bible is therefore simply the beginning of the sea or the coast. And that's clearly stated in several passages. In Isaiah 42, for example, he describes locations that are ever further away. And he starts with the ends of the earth, then the sea, and then finally islands in the sea. Sing to the Lord a new song, his praise from the ends of the earth. You will go down to the sea and all that is in it, you islands and all who live in them. And in Psalm 72 you read, he shall have dominion also from sea to sea, and from the river unto the ends of the earth. So from this passage we get that from sea to sea is synonymous with the entire earth. So according to the Bible, the earth is surrounded by the sea. And the shape of the earth is circular, as described in Isaiah 40. He sits enthroned above the circle of the earth, and its people are like grasshoppers. And the idea of a circular continent of earth was not unique to the ancient Jews, but it appears to have been common among ancient peoples. The oldest known map of the world is the one on the left of this Babylonian clay tablet, and it depicts a circular earth surrounded by a ring-shaped sea. And the ancient Greeks held the same view as depicted on a recreation of the map of Hecataeus, and even during the Middle Ages, the earth was often still depicted as a circle surrounded by the ocean, as can be seen on the right. And from other Bible passages, it becomes clear that the earth is not only surrounded by the sea, but it actually floats on top of the sea. When God created the earth, he placed it on top of the sea, according to the Psalms. The earth is the Lord's and everything in it, the world and all who live in it. For he founded it on the seas and established it on the waters. And here, who by his understanding made the heavens, his love endures forever. Who spread out the earth upon the waters, his love endures forever. And that the earth floats on water is also stated in Exodus 20, in the Ten Commandments. You shall not make for yourself a carved image, any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. So, although it sounds bizarre today, the idea that the earth floats on the sea also existed among the ancient Greeks. According to Aristotle, he writes, others say the earth rests upon water. That indeed is the oldest theory that has been preserved. So to summarize, according to the Bible, the earth is not a spherical planet, but it's a circular continent that floats on top of the sea. And the sun, moon, and stars above are attached to a physical roof above the earth called heaven, and that supports water on top of it. Now, in the next video, I will go into more detail, but it should already be abundantly clear that the description of the universe in the Bible does not line up with physical reality. And therefore, another point I want to make is that the idea that Darwin was the first to show the Bible was fallible by his theory of evolution is completely absurd. That the earth does not float on the sea, for example, was already known in medieval, even in ancient times, and that the Bible is not scientifically accurate has therefore been known for thousands of years.